Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you made it today. Let's see. All right. Just wanting to make sure everybody's here that wants to join us today. Our meeting is being recorded for this first part, and then we'll do discussion afterwards. So we'll get started. Welcome to Nakama Spiritual Center. Nakama is a Hebrew word for comfort and consolation. Our goal is to provide comfort to those who are seeking restoration and a safe place to authentically seek your truth and find your journey. We are a 508c1a faith-based organization. Our faith in the divine, community, and plant-based sacraments stem from prehistoric beliefs and practices by our ancestors and personal experience of our modern members. Contemplative practices, community support, honor, and respect of the journey, and plant-based sacraments are the core to ascending to the divine. Our sacraments are the greatest creations that nature offers, raising our awareness to the divine so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. It is our sincere belief that contemplative practices and sacraments bring us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept of God as pure consciousness, which permeates all beings. This pure consciousness, we believe, is the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our vision and mission. Our vision and mission is to provide a sacred and safe space for the connection of the community in support of mental, physical, and spiritual ascension to the divine in all creation. We believe that all life needs comfort and connectivity to achieve restoration. By having a sacred and safe space, people can fashion their own spiritual journey. Nakama Center is a safe and private setting that provides guidance and integration for those seeking spiritual restoration. We are bringing people together for healing and connection to divine revelation through community and communion with contemplative practices and sacred medicines. We ask you to please mute your mics. Our service will be 30 minutes and will be recorded and posted on YouTube for community viewing. We will begin a short guided meditation followed by 2 readings to facilitate our journal prompts and the discussion following the service. We will have announcements and updates prior to our discussion time, and we invite you now to find a comfortable space to settle in and be present as we begin our service. Our opening prayer. Just as the colors of the rainbow unite to make one light, God far above and God deep within, the divine and Shekinah unite in community. Transcendence unites with immanence, one and one becoming one. We join together in community, together reflecting the divine's splendor. We are the colors of the rainbow, uniting to make one light. The glorious holy throne is here where we meet, ready for the divine to rest upon us. This sacred place uplifts us, here where electrons dance and the interplay of being and nothingness draws our hearts together, binary code flickering through space, making us present to each other and to the radiance of this day. We crown this day from below. She enfolds us with new supernal souls, so that our service be blissful and praiseful, joyful and radiant, as with shining faces we approach our prayer. Let's take a few moments to speak silently to our divine and meditate on our prayer. While we are still in this mindfulness centered state, I invite us all to place our hands on our heart as we take a few moments to send loving intention to our land, our ancestors, and the divine for healing through community, contemplative practice, sacrament, and spiritual awakening. Without the Creator, communion of our members, and these sacred gifts, this community would not exist. The healing done by the Creator through community, contemplative practices, and sacraments is not limited to the times when we commune and consume, but extends to all aspects of our lives and spreads like the mycelium around our world. It is through intention and attention that we call forth the healing power of the divine, the contemplative practices, the sacrament, and the community that we have formed around our common understandings. Let us use our ever expanding awareness to bring greater peace and healing to our world. Let us radiate gratitude from our hearts to our Creator, to our community, and to those who nurture healing, for these gifts impart healing to those who commune with love and sincerity. As we become aware of the oneness of life, the knowing that we live in all things and that all things live in us, let us apply this understanding to all of our relationships and aid us in our journey as members of the human family. Today, our theme is gratitude. And why gratitude? So we use many texts, and we don't really believe that any single text holds all truths. So our readings come from individuals that have wisdom and from sacred texts. At the end of each reading section, we will have time to write in our journals and reflect, and then we'll move on to the next section. We will have an opportunity to share our journaling if we want to, and thoughts after the recorded portion of our service today. Our first set of readings, Thornton Wilder said, "We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures." Marcel Proust said, "Let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom." And the final portion of this reading, Epictetus uh, was a Greek philosopher, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." So our journal reflection today is, what is gratitude, and is it important for you or to you? And what other feelings, thoughts, and ideas did this reading bring up for you? Please take the next few minutes to reflect and journal your thoughts, feelings, and ideas. And we'll have an opportunity to explore these during our discussion service. Please begin to wrap up your thoughts as we move into the next reading. Our next reading comes from several sacred texts. These speak of gratitude and how it plays a role in our lives. We'll start this week with the Bible. First Thessalonians says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." And in First Chronicles, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever." The Quran, "And remember when your Lord proclaimed, 'If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. But if you deny, indeed my punishment is severe.'" It also says, "So remember me, I will remember you, and be grateful to me, and do not deny me." Speaking of the greater power. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, "Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give, whatever austerity you practice, do that as an offering to me. And he who is content with whatever gain comes to him, who has overcome duality and is free from envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never bound, even though he acts." From the Tanakh, or the Old Testament, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his love endures forever," from the Psalms. And also from the songs, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name." In the Dhammapada, it says, "Let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful." And finally, in the Tao Te Ching, "Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you." Again, let's take the next 3 minutes or so to reflect on those readings from different sacred texts. Consider what feelings, thoughts, and ideas that the reading brought up for you. We will take about 3 minutes to journal. Please begin to wrap up your thoughts as we move into the next portion of our service. Give you a few more seconds. We have a few announcements this morning. On the website, we have a section called The Flow. It has a wrap-up or a article about each week's service, gives a little more information, kind of gives more key to the discussion as well as all of the readings that we've incorporated into our service each week. So I try to get that up on Saturday before service. So if you'd like to read through that prior to service, you'll have an idea of the writings and maybe give you a little extra time to contemplate the discussions and for the discussion. And you're welcome to do that. Again, that's on the website under a heading in the menu called The Flow. Also, we are setting up a membership for our paid members in Discord. So anyone who is interested, reach out and we can set you up on an automatic payment plan, a monthly payment plan of 10, 25, or $50, depending on your financial need. And there are some scholarships available as well. And finally, we are still in need of pallets. Again, we're getting them together. We also could use some help working on the land. And so if someone is interested in coming out and helping, um, we have a tractor that's working. We need to spray some weed killer on our parking lot and move some dirt around. So if you're interested in playing with the tractor and moving dirt around, reach out. And we'll make arrangements for you to do that. There's almost always somebody here, so anytime, day or night. Well, not in the middle of the night because you won't be able to. But anytime you'd like to come out and help, we'd love to have you. All right, let's go to our closing. Our divine, we come before you broken and in need of healing. You are our true guide and creator. Act benevolently toward us for the sake of your holy nature. Renew our mind, provide for us a good week. Remove us from all harsh decrees, annul the intentions of our enemies, foil the plans of our foes, wipe out every oppressor and adversary from against us, and close the mouths of our accusers. Remove pestilence, sword, famine, captivity, and destruction from us. Withhold any plague that pursues us. Pardon and forgive all our injustices. Blot out and remove our indiscretions from before your eyes. Erase all the records of our indebtedness. Bring us to you in wholeheartedness and sincerity. Send a complete healing to the sick. Shred the evil decreed against us, and remember us with your favor. We've come together with intentions of service to the land and all of its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with a collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us and wish you a great week ahead. As we further our conversation, please remember that all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Please remember that we are not a medical or therapeutic organization, and any statements made by the moderator or members of Nakama are their own. We are here discovering and exploring along with you. May you be in peace. Join us next week.